Everybody up.
Good morning, everybody. It is 7:42. Gray start to the day, 13 degrees, but getting more sunshine later. Robin Stevenson is back to visit us. Good morning.
Good morning.
She's the editor-in-chief of Canadian Family, and we are talking about what to do with the kids this summer. Just simple things that you can do around town and around the house.
That's right, just so they don't say, I'm bored.
Right, the battle cry of
Over
summer
and
vacation.
over. You want to avoid that as much as you can.
So one simple thing, which I always think about this when we're driving through different neighborhoods, sometimes I think I should just stop the car, is visit a playground you haven't been to before, because the kids will be like, up against something like, we've never been there before. It's like it's got a slide, a swing,
Yes.
it's a different place.
It's a different vibe. I mean, if you live in the West End, you know, if you go out in the East, they're like, this is brand new. Like, why haven't I never been here before? If you live in North York and you haven't been down to the Western beaches, there's some really good playgrounds down there. If you haven't been to the rebuilt Jamie Bell down at Hyde Park, totally worth a visit.
And a playground equals free fun.
It's totally free fun. Pack a picnic.
And you can sit on a bench as a parent and read a magazine, right?
Right,
While
do
you're
a
kinda
glance up
watching.
every once in a while. Other things, visit a historic site.
Visit a historic site. You know, okay, so they learn a few things during the summer. That's okay too. And you know, you can go down to Fort York if you haven't been. It's really great. Go to the Haida. It was down at Ontario Place forever, but now it's out in Hamilton. Totally worth a visit. And if you go on Canada Day to any of the ones administered by Parks Canada, it's free. They have cakes, celebrations, concerts. Free for the family.
Do you have to sell your kids on something like this?
No, not if there's something
not if
else.
there's cake.
Not if there's cake.
What about seeing a movie at a drive-in?
That could be a challenge.
This is retro. I mean, back in the
We
day.
used to do this when we were kids.
Exactly.
Us too, and it seems so exotic.
My daughter, this is the first time we're going to do it because she's finally up late enough that it's going to be worthwhile. You know, before she'd just be asleep by the time we get there.
Yeah.
But there's quite a few. There's one out in Guelph. There's Poulson Pier down by the lake. Double bill, cheap night out, and it's so fun.
How much do you pay these days for a
It
drive-in?
can be about different ones, you know, across the country, but maybe $15 for a double bill. I mean, you get that
that's
for
just
one.
per car,
That's
right?
per-
So
yeah.
if you can pack in a bunch of people.
They do have deals. Like you can do $30 and pack it up to 5 people. No need to hide people in the trunk or anything, and, and off you go.
Okay,
That
that's
is
a good deal.
such a good idea. You can just make some homemade lemonade. That's another of your suggestions. Have a little stand.
Have a little stand out front. They love to do that. Our favorite is the raspberry one, and use 4 cups water, 2 cups lemonade, put in a pint of raspberries.
I love that you put the rreceipe here because the last time I bought lemonade from a little kid, it was so sweet. When you just kind of taste it, go.
Well, they think
They probably were like, perfect.
they think it tastes
Sugar,
great.
sugar.
Not too much.
But I love that these are these sort of old-fashioned, quieter things to do.
It doesn't have to cost a lot of money. Everybody's going to spend a lot of money this summer going to amusement parks or doing the things you want to do, going away. These are things that you can include into your weekends, and it won't
And 2
bust the
months is
budget.
a long time, right? You got to come up with activities all the time. But it's always the lemonade stand. I know people look at that differently, but I remember doing that when I was a kid, and it taught me about business. It taught me how to do all the things. I made a lot of money at that.
Right.
Yeah.
Paid for college, did it?
Paid
Yeah.
pretty much.
A lot of lemonades you have to sell. You also talk about posing for a photo at a roadside attraction.
I mean, everywhere you see these things, you're like, why is that there? It's so strange. The Big Apple out in
That's the
Colborne.
first thing I just thought it was that big apple.
Everybody knows it. The thimble out in the fashion district.
Yep.
The big canoe as you pass, as you go along the Gardiner. These are things. It could be the flower clock out in Niagara Falls.
Yep.
But these are fun things. You get you get your smartphone out of your camera and you snap a photo, and you're like, this is just weird, and it's fabulous.
But it's also the memories. Like, kids remember those things because it is this weird, quirky little moment in time.
That's right.
So August 10th is National S'mores Day.
Why not?
I didn't even know that. Why not? Exactly.
But everybody, you can make them on the barbecue. You don't have to have a campfire. You can do them in the oven. You can up the game a little bit if you like. You put a mint thin in there, and it tastes really good. Or if you like, peanut butter, you do a little bit of that, and you can really gourmet it up.
These are such, all of these, I'm like, why haven't I done this? I like this one too. Greet the day with some early morning yoga. Kids love to be challenged. Like my 7-year-old, I remember years ago, like a couple years ago, I guess in gym they were trying to teach them the tree pose. And he loved it because it was just that thing of trying to balance with your one foot up, and would do it over and over.
A little downward dog in the morning. It really, the yoga teacher we talked to, it centers a child in the morning. It starts their day off right. It teaches them to breathe. It's a little calm. I mean, in the summer, it's, you know, you're still a little chill and relaxed, but it's nice to just start the day. You know, it's a gorgeous day out. Begin the day in a nice way.
How old are your kids?
9.
Okay.
Yes. So she's also trying to do the treat pose.
Right. Don't they love that one where they're trying to jiggling and wiggling around? But what a nice lesson to teach kids as well. And like if you're up at the cottage and you can go outside
And the whole
do
family
that.
can get involved.
Yeah.
And it's like 10 minutes of just you time.
One more idea, because I've always wanted to do this with my nieces and nephews, and that is channel Jackson Pollock. So you just, I guess, put a fabric and just take paint.
Be prepared. I mean, okay, explain who Jackson Pollock is. First off, that's always good, you know. But get out big sheets of paper. Get out the old, you know, sheets that you don't use anymore. Give them some paint and let them go to town. You know, put them smocks on and be prepared for things to get a little messy, but that's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what summer's all about, right?
Absolutely. We have to wrap up, but I like that your last one is have a lazy day, because on Saturday we didn't get out of our pajamas, the kids and I, until noonish.
That's all right.
Like, or and I think we had breakfast around 11. You know, we were up, but we were all just doing our thing, watching TV or whatever. And I thought it's 4 hours. I'm not going to stress myself out and beat myself up.
And some kids just want it. They're like, can we just have a lazy day? And you're like, yes, we can.
Yeah, exactly. Yes,
Yeah.
we can, because we're in this age of being so rigid.
And overscheduled.
Yeah. Robin, thank you so much. Robin Stevenson, she's the editor-in-chief of Canadian Family Magazine. There's a peek at it. There we go. Great suggestions. Thank you so much. It's just about 10 minutes before 8 o'clock. We'll be right back.